Welcome back to Grownups the Podcast. Hi Ellie, how are you doing?
Hi everybody. Hi Maggie. Happy Monday. I'm doing good, girl. Guys, we're recording this on a Friday morning before the start of our working day. And it's 2 weeks down. We've survived 2 weeks. I'm so proud of us.
I can't believe it's 2 weeks, felt like 2 years.
Girl, I was going to say the opposite. Like, I blinked and this week went.
Oh, I wish. I literally on Tuesday, I was like, I thought Tuesday was Wednesday. So I
Oh
thought the
no.
next day was Thursday. And I was like, oh, thank God, at least it's Thursday tomorrow. Now I woke up and I was like, it's not Thursday. I was shocked and beside myself.
That is painful. Beside myself, I haven't had that for so long. No, you're killing me. I'm not gonna lie. I've had another lovely week. Like, my team is so busy, but my forte is developments, and we only
Mm.
have a few of those on at the moment. So my manager's like, "Yeah, you just crack on with those. You worked hard last year. Like, just take your time, chill." I said, "Yes, sir."
I wish. I wish my manager would say that.
But then yesterday he got lumped with like a portfolio of only like 6 assets and it's due next week. And he was like,
Mm.
"You can do that, Ellie." I said, "Oh, fuck." Now my chilled period is over. But I've really enjoyed these 2 weeks. They've been lovely.
And this is why next year, when you decide to take annual leave in February, it will be
Yeah.
calm because it's like the work will be ramping up and you're like, peace.
See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really here for it. I think Feb or March, I'm taking annual leave next year. Because
Mm.
usually I wait till May. Obviously, last year I waited till December. But like, there needs to be a bit of a break somewhere earlier.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I've
that's a good idea.
decided. Yeah. But how was your week, darling? What did you get up to?
So I went to spin. Oh my gosh,
Oh, you
no.
went back to spin.
Yeah,
Proud of
because
you.
I bought last year I'd bought a pack and
Yeah.
so I had a class left.
Oh,
So
okay.
I in this for the sake of not losing money, I went back to spin. It was fine. It just doesn't hit the same as my old teacher. Like to
Yeah.
give you an idea, this woman, yeah, went from the baseline level, which for me is 12, and she was like, "Right, we're kicking it up. Let's go to 16." What do you mean we're going to 16? Do you know how difficult a resistance 16 is? And you
Yeah.
want me to do it seated for 60 seconds?
Bloody
At
hell.
87 RPM. No way. Like, it was just so hard. Anyways, so that aside. And then, this was a
Yeah.
packed day, yeah. I went to the office, then I went to spin, and then I went to this class. It was called Master in the Spotlight.
Ooh.
It's basically a class of like how to speak on panels, how to present in public, how to
Love that.
effectively present in Zoom calls and stuff. And it was all about like breath work and stuff. But it's just so with the fairies, like if she was
Oh.
like, you're either oh, no, I was never. She's never gonna watch this. So I
She's
was
like,
like,
"Oh, I don't want to embarrass her, in case she
no,
listens
literally. I
back."
was like, no, she's literally never gonna watch this. Um, but it's like all about like the finding your inner circle and your outer circle, and that's like
Oh.
if you're someone who speaks like automatically you speak really loud, or if you're
Mm.
someone who wait, so when you're nervous, you either speak really loud or you speak really quietly. Obviously, I'm an outer circle kind of girl. Um, and it was just like loads of things. And like, she did this one exercise and she was like, do you see that difference? I'm like, no, I
No.
don't see the difference at all.
That is too funny.
And she was like, no, be honest. Like, does anyone not see the difference? And I was like, do you know what? I don't see the difference. And she was like, okay, so and she did it again live with me in front of everyone there. And I'm not going to say,
So
no,
good.
I don't get it again. So I was like, yeah, I just lied.
Oh, yeah, bless you. I feel like that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
yeah, no, I just lied. Um, but yeah, it's just like very with the fairies. But I was listening to her conversation
Oh.
after because someone asked her how much she charges, and she was like, it goes anywhere from £5,000 per session to
Absolutely not.
£150,000.
Imagine. Imagine. I get upset when I spend £5 on a coffee and it doesn't bang as much as the last.
She literally, her clients are like, she was saying like all these people, like all these big people, like
Wow.
at the top of fashion, all these like executives at Google kind of thing, like that those are who her clients are. Um, However,
Wow.
her next client is me because
What?
at the end of the session, they were like, "We have 6 spots to if you want like private one-on-one coaching, and all you need to do is donate to this specific charity.
Oh wow.
It's like £50 donation or something." And I was like, "Do you know what? Maybe one-on-one we can iron out my issues because
Yeah.
I feel confident that's not my issue. In fact, that's probably a problem. My issue is different, and it's a coaching session with her and the woman who organized the event, who's a journalist. And
Oh
so,
cool.
actually, what I'm struggling with at the moment is because this project that I'm working on, I'm working like with people and I need to get information out of them. And I feel like I'm not formulated my meetings correctly to
Mm.
ensure that I'm effectively getting as much information of them out as possible.
Yeah.
So I feel like she could help with that. So yeah, that will be in February. So I'll let you know how that one-to-one goes.
That's really interesting. Yeah. I actually can't believe she's got people at like Google and shit paying that much. But then again, all of the people you listed are creatives. And maybe
Yes.
that's how their brains work. And that whole like airy fairy stuff to us seems weird, but to them it gels, they gel.
Yeah, I also think that was a 1 hour session. She
Mm,
usually does like 5 weeks with these people kind of thing. So I think
yeah,
maybe when you condense it, maybe it's I don't know.
doesn't
I
work.
think the whole thing is airy fairies anyways, but my resolution this year is to get better at this stuff. So I'm like, let me try it out. If it's airy fairy again, then whatever. At least I've tried it out in it.
Yeah, I love it. And you're donating to charity. Like there's literally no loss in that. It's a
That's exactly.
win-win.
I was like, I'm donating to charity, so whatever.
Love that. Okay, that's really exciting. Keep us updated.
Yes. How was your week?
Yeah, my week was good, girl. Honestly, as I say, it was lovely. It was nice and chilled. I've just been trying to stay my ass at home because I am so comfy here right now. But Thursday, literally this week was super chill. Thursday we went on our team strategy day. So I basically
Mm.
had half the day off. It was lovely. It was just so chilled. And then it was my mum's birthday. So I went home to see her. I took her some Lola's cupcakes.
Oh
And like some of
yes.
my other sisters and stuff were there. So it was really nice. So I'm feeling good this week. It was nice. I need to have a productive day today.
Yeah.
Because next week is gonna be mad. But
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling fresh. Um, but what I wanted to talk about was last week I sat in for the first time on graduate interviews.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Sis, oh my god, it brought back the PTSD. I actually, there's some things about like the education system, the work culture in this country that just don't sit well with me. And I know it's not just this country, yeah, but I feel like someone needs to come up with a better solution because what we put people through is crazy.
What's your process? What do you guys put them through?
So you have to do like a written application of why you want to come to the firm, and this is like pretty standard across all real estate industry top firms. So you do the written application, then you do the psychometric tests, which I'm so sorry, I just don't understand how they work or
Mm.
what they prove. I feel like they're just used to cut. Yeah, and then you do a virtual interview. So the question pops up on the screen, you talk to it. There's no one there. Then you do a live interview with someone. Um,
Oh.
Actually, I think that was when I did it. I think now you just do the live interview with someone and you do the assessment on the same day. So the assessment
Mm.
sent out the group task.
Mm.
So all of those steps to get a bloody job. Like
It's
it's a full-time
ridiculous.
job to
No.
apply for grad schemes. And imagine you're not applying to one because the likelihood of you getting that one is minimal.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was literally talking about this the other day. It's ridiculous. It takes so much time. One of my friends is seeing this guy who's like really well off and whatever, and they were having this conversation. And he said that one of the applications that he was applying for had this psychometric testing shit where
Yeah.
it's like if there were 7 people on a train, like dumb, these ridiculous questions.
Yeah.
And his response was, um, I think this is a ridiculous question for this job. And if you think that this is how to filter out applicants, then I'm not sure I'm for you. However, if you would like to have a discussion about what I can actually bring to the role, then my email is, and he submitted it, didn't
Oh
answer the question.
my gosh.
He got the fucking job.
I bloody love it.
Yeah, I know. This is like his role, by the way, is like I think he's like like data engineer, something techie like that. But how mad?
That's brilliant.
Sometimes you just have to have the audacity, but also sometimes you can't. So
Yeah, me. That's so good. I love that. Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
sure I'd have the audacity, but it's so true. Like sometimes you go through these assessments and you just think, it's not worth it. It's actually not worth it. But I don't think it's really tough. It was just it was a crazy experience though, because when I went for this job, there's a guy in my firm who interviewed me. Guys,
Sorry, I
Mickey's
just
shattered
woke up.
today.
I literally woke up like 20 minutes before recording this.
Girl, there's no judgment here at all. The week takes it out of you.
Yeah.
But there's this guy at my firm, and when I started, he said, I remember you, I interviewed you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I fought for you to get your job. Like, we had a whole discussion about diversity in the workplace and and he was like, yeah, I fought for you. He was like, I thought you were amazing. Ratata.
No way.
When he said it, I was thinking, it's a bit excessive. You fought for me. Like, what on earth does that mean? Until I sat in on these interviews, sis, I don't know how much of this we're actually meant to give away, but it's literally a round table, not a round table, like a square table.
Yeah.
I think there was like 10 of us sat around it, maybe more, debating about who you think deserves the job and why.
Oh my God.
It was sickening. And then there were two people that we were like, they're neck and neck. Who should we give the job to? And our early careers lady said, well, let's look at their psychometric test scores because that's the only thing different them right now. And I got so invested. I said, no. I said, you can't do that. I don't believe in those. And I would feel very upset if you picked someone on the basis of a psychometric test.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I so invested in this? But I think it's just because it's so recent for us and I've been through this experience and I just think that's really cool. In the end, they didn't go based on the psychometric test.
Oh, well done.
But I was just, oh, mate, it was so intense. And I just couldn't believe this is how it's decided. Like, people sat in that room and said, yeah, she did this. The analysis is so deep.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it really got me thinking because you have people who come in and they can answer the questions clearly. But, like, the questions are, tell me about a time when you've worked as a team and something went wrong. Tell me about a time when you've shown leadership skills in a role. It's just, they're silly questions. I know you're trying to get to know someone, but I'd rather just sit there. You give me an elevator pitch and then I ask you some questions about your life, what you've done.
I completely agree. And I also think at uni level, if these people are graduates, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you haven't been in a situation where you worked in a team and something went wrong. Like, maybe you actually haven't. So, because I remember when I was doing these interviews, they asked me one of these questions, like, tell me a time when. It wasn't that, it was something else. But I was literally like on the spot, in my head, I'm like, I've never been through this situation. So I had to lie. I had to lie on the spot and make something up out of thin air. And it's like, I do think that well, I don't know. I don't know because I've never hired someone. Like, is it better that you pass the vibe check? Because you've got their qualifications in front of you, right?
We didn't get given them. We had to interview blind.
How the fuck are you making a decision if you don't have the qualifications in front of you?
Yeah, I think it's to reduce like bias and stuff like that. So if someone went to the same university as you or they've done something and you think, ooh.
Okay.
So it's to reduce bias. But it was hard because I kind of wanted to get to know them a bit more, but I didn't even know what they'd done in their life. So it was hard to ask them. And you've got such a short amount of time to get through this list of questions that you've been given. You don't really get down to the nitty-gritty of who someone is.
And do you feel the pressure of like, because you know what it was like in that moment, like, oh my God, I've literally decided someone's future right now?
Yes, I felt so strongly about it. I was just, I could remember being in that position and I felt so sad for the people that didn't get jobs. I just thought, what is their evening going to be like?
No, I
So
hear
tough.
it because you remember what it was like. And like for some people, this might decide if they move to London or not, and
Mm-hmm.
like if they get to be with their friends or not. Like there's just
Yeah.
so many little factors. Like I don't know, that's a lot of pressure on you.
It's absolutely mental. But basically, in the end, I had two people you only interview two people each. There's
Okay.
a load of us doing that. And then you'll get into a room. Two people get to watch the group task, so they get to watch everyone. And then you all hear your reviews. And the two guys that I had were basically, they didn't, they weren't the best at answering the technical questions. So they didn't have the technical knowledge, but their personalities were just lovely. I said I'd be more than happy to work with them. They're just such nice people. And it got me thinking, what is important when you hire someone or in a colleague, in a teammate? I think obviously at graduate level, it's different because me personally coming in, I had no technical knowledge. So I didn't really care if they had technical knowledge.
Yeah, they might not. Like they've literally just come out of uni.
Yeah, if you're going to hire someone, you're hiring them at an entry level. You want them to grow.
Yeah.
So for me, I said I just don't really mind if they don't have technical knowledge. You just want to know they're a nice person and a safe pair of hands.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is. But we decided to ask you guys, what do you need in a colleague? And you can't have it all, yeah? You can't be greedy. So we really did say pick one, split it out. And the options were, so if you had to pick one, what's most important in a teammate? A, personality. B, their skill set. Or C, their work ethic. What are you saying, Maggie? What's most important for you?
Okay. I'm going to answer based on the role that I'm in at the moment. And for me, what would be a good addition to the team I work in is skill set 100%. Because where I feel like I'm being shoved into so many projects, I would like to sense check a lot of, like, I feel like I sense check too much with my manager. And it would be nice to just have a colleague that I can sense check things with. However, when I was thinking about this, that surprised me because I actually think if I was high, I don't know, because I do think personality is really important. Like I've told you about the beef I've had with people in my team. Like if they had the people that have great personalities, we'll figure it out. Like we'll learn together, if anything. So what is my final answer?
It's tough. It's really tough.
I actually think my final answer is personality, Like if we're talking in general,
Yeah.
because you can learn. You can learn. And if you have but work ethic was an option. Oh my god, sorry, what's your answer?
I think it's really tough. I think it depends what level. First of all, I know we didn't give our listeners this option, yeah. But I think it depends what level. Obviously, at graduate level, I'm definitely going personality and work ethic. Work ethic. When you're young.
No, you have to pick one. That's the thing.
All right. Oh. At graduate level, I'm going work ethic. I just need you to work hard.
I agree, actually, because, sorry, I take back my personality answer because, fam, we'll get along. So it doesn't matter if we get along, quite frankly. What's the output?
Yeah, if you're not my superior and you're on my level or you're junior, I just need work. Actually, if you're on my level, personality, if we're colleagues, like direct colleagues, I just need personality.
No, you don't, though.
I need
because
vibes.
you can have a really good person in your office. Like, rah, we're good mates. But in fact, there was someone at my company who I loved him. Like, I really loved hanging out with him. He never responded to emails. Like, I couldn't get an answer out of him unless I physically had him on a call, which is annoying because it's hard to schedule calls with people because people have busy calendars. And quite frankly, I would have preferred he had work ethic. So actually, that's my final answer. I think work ethic. What is it? Work ethic like trumps intelligence or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I know the saying.
Yeah, I don't think it's that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think work ethic is the most important because in terms of output, and do you know what? Over time, you start vibing with people anyways, even if their personalities are a bit odd. And you're at work. You're not at a club. Like, you don't need to be best friends with your colleagues.
No, it is true. But I do think I have so much joy in my role right now because my team are just so nice. And they're just lovely. But they also all have work ethic and they also all have skills.
Exactly. Have you had a colleague who doesn't have one of them?
Yeah.
Because then that's when you really notice.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think I'd go work ethic then as well. if you're here to work and you want to work, you'll work hard, you can get the skills and the personality we can live with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that's our final answer.
The only thing that scares me is when you get a manager who has work ethic to the point where they don't have a life.
Oh, yeah.
That.
And then they expect that out of you as well. And are constantly like on the ball, like, leave me alone.
That I couldn't have. Side note, yeah. So one of my friends at work moved to a different team. And this boy, Maggie, you know the boy I'm talking about. This boy he doesn't work overtime. Like, just full stop, does not work overtime. I don't think I've ever seen it. I think he's worked till 7 like once in his life, which is barely overtime. And he will log off at 5:30 every day, and he takes his lunch break religiously. I think I've seen him once.
So he does his contracted hours.
Yes, yeah. And I know that should be life, but in reality, that's not life. It literally says in my contract, if you have to work overtime to get your work done, you have to work overtime.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's cheeky.
Yeah, I think it's fairly standard. Which I think is fine. I'm more than happy to work so long as I'm learning or I'm earning money. But he moved to a different team, took his lunch break, and they were like, "Where are you going?" And he was like, "I'm going to lunch." And they were like, "We don't take lunch, we eat at our desk." Like, mad.
That's so toxic.
Girl, he said, "It's unpaid, mate. I'm going on lunch. See you later."
See, it's audacity. That's what I'm talking about. Some people are just so audacious. But he should be, because
I think in that situation, he was right. And if that was me and I wanted to go for lunch, I too would go for lunch. My managers eat lunch at their desk. And sometimes I do, but I actually prefer not to because it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I'd rather just go to the kitchen, sit by myself and have a snack, like eat my lunch. Yeah. And I walk around and talk a lot. But if they said to me, "You can't do that," I'd say, "I'm sorry. Is my work to a good standard? Is my work done?" Yes. If I want to chat during my working hours and then work overtime, that's on me.
No, I completely agree. For me as well, like when I'm eating, I can't do anything. I can't read.
Same.
I can't do anything. So I'm actually not working if I'm eating at my desk. Like, so I'll literally, also, it takes me like 5 to 8 minutes to eat. Like, I eat fast, which is bad, but I can't control it. Like, I don't eat mad fast in it, but I don't think it takes me like a whole half an hour to eat a meal. So yes, I'll step out and I'll do whatever I need to do and I'll eat my lunch and I'll come back in 5 minutes. Is that a problem? Like, shut. Also, I'm entitled to an hour off or half an hour, however.
That is in the contract.
Yeah, like, don't even piss me off.
It actually shocked me. I thought, wow, that's harsh. And that's really not the culture that I'm used to. My teams have always been really lovely and they just want you to do you.
Same.
But mental. So we're saying work ethic, guys, but sometimes that work ethic can be toxic.
Yeah,
and that is not a vibe.
What did the people say?
So the people said 44% of people agreed with us and they said work ethic. 33% said skills. No, sorry, 33% said personality. And 22% said skills. So people favour the skills the least.
Yeah, do you know what? Because it can be taught, can't it?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you just don't have it.
I guess it depends what field. Yeah. In my field, it can be taught. Like, if you have work ethic, you do your research, it can be taught.
Yeah, I guess everything can be taught. It depends how long it takes. Like in my old role, boy, I had to write things from scratch and it was just not a vibe. And I said, I don't have the energy to learn this. I could just go do something else that I'm already good at and keep progressing there.
Yeah.
So it really depends. But yeah, we're with you guys. We think work ethic. And if you have any stories about colleagues that have just not had the work ethic, not had the personality, or not had the skills, please do write into us at grownups@gmail.com or DM us.
Like Grownups the Podcast.
Thanks. Now, shall we jump into in this week's episode of Being a Dumb Bitch? Guys, Maggie's got something fun for us this week. Something different.
So I basically found this thread on Instagram of people saying dumb thing, like people speaking in street at work. So in this week's episode of Being a Dumb Bitch, this post was saying, POV, you just said 4 bands instead of 4,000 in a meeting with partners at your office job.
Could you imagine? I'd actually fall to the floor. The professionality just pew.
100%. And so I'm looking in the comments, and people do this all the time. Someone was like, I said on God one time in a meeting, and they just looked at me. Then I heard someone say, Amen.
Oh my God. That is hilarious. I feel like that one's less bad. You can get away with it. It's giving religious. Do you know what I mean?
That's giving religious. I completely agree. Someone said, I told my manager that she needed to stand on business with our director, and she was like, I'm not sure what that means, but I feel supported, so I'm going to roll with this feeling.
I'm so dead. That is so good.
Someone said, I called my interviewer my twin.
Oh, I wonder if they got the job. I'm not sure how I feel if someone called me their twin. I'm not sure I'd be vibing with that. Like,
someone said, I said, you feel me, to a colleague once, and she said, I'm not touching you.
I'm so... Do you know what? This happened to me the other day, yeah? I always say, if someone's hot, I'm like, oh my God, give me some of your heat. I'm so cold. And it was to a partner, or in fact an international partner, which is like the next level up at our firm. And he was like, well, I'm not going to touch you. But he said, but you know me. And then he opened out his arms, yeah. And I was like, what's going on? Well, he was like, that's a bit weird. I'm not going to touch you. And then I was just like, you know, like this, just like, give me some of your heat. It was so awkward.
Nah, someone said, I once told a manager, you got the right one today because I got time. And she said, good, I was hoping you had the bandwidth. There's so many.
These are bad, man.
No, there's actually so many. It's so funny. But sometimes I get comfortable, especially with my manager, because you know I love her down. And sometimes I'm like, I like want to, and then I'm like, I have to like divert mid-sentence because I'm like, this is not going to translate as I need it to.
I think the working world is so complex. The relationship between a manager and their employee, let's say, is just, it's mind-blowing because you want that closeness, that connection, that friendliness. And for me, that makes me want to work harder for you. But then at the same time, where's the barrier? Because if my manager ever came to me to discipline me, I'm not sure how I'd feel about that, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's difficult because even sometimes when I shorten words, like, which I actually think is quite unprofessional as well, but as I'm saying, I got comfortable. I like put LMK, like, let me know. Yeah. And she was like, LMK, question mark? I'm like, I'm getting too comfortable. This is not text. This is work. Yeah. Like,
that is funny. I noticed yesterday, I went out to the pub with my colleagues, but this was even before in the office as well. You know, I was swearing loads, and I thought, Ellie, rein it in. This is so like swearing is actually icky, but I can't stop.
The thing is, my manager swears a lot, so I feel comfortable. By the way, when I meet a new person and they start swearing, I'm like, it feels safe. It feels like a safe space. Yeah. Like, I'm always cautious of people who don't swear. And I actually have really close friends that don't swear, and it's fine. But when I'm meeting new people... Anyways, when I went on a work trip with one of my colleagues, he was saying, like, I just don't think we need to swear. I think it's unprofessional. And I think you've run out of things in your vocabulary that you need to use swear words. And I was like, okay, I won't swear around him. Yeah, bad vibes.
I do agree. Like, I hate swearing. I do think, I don't know, it does give unprofessional and it does give ick, but it just comes out sometimes.
But I also think it gives safe space, don't you?
It does.
It gives human.
It does. In the interviews that I was doing with my colleague, I did them with my old manager, who I really like, but obviously I didn't want to stay on his team because I didn't like the work type. And he was like, so when you're in this team situation and that person wasn't carrying their weight, what did you do? How did you resolve the situation? Did you give them a bollocking? And the the interviewees, you could tell it just really put them at ease. And they would laugh and we would laugh. And it made them feel really comfortable when they came out of their shell. It just killed me. But it does, I know bollocking is technically, is that a swear word? I don't think so. Is it a swear word?
It's not a professional, basically.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, what a cutie. He's trying to put them at ease. It was just really nice.
It's like you're breaking the fourth wall. You're breaking that like proper corporate, and it's like, okay, let me relax. I can feel a bit more comfortable. But for some people that wouldn't translate well. So it's difficult. I think the culture that we have in this country is mostly okay.
Yeah.
But when you're speaking internationally, like, you definitely need to be more cautious.
Yeah, 100%. No, I completely agree. But those dumb bitches have absolutely killed me. Guys, keep sending yours in as well. We had some good ones last year. I'll never get over the Stuart Little one.
That was really funny, yeah.
That was so good. Go back and listen, guys. Our working day is starting so soon, guys. So we'll finish off with, should we do one dilemma?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Do you want to read it?
Okay, so our dilemma. Hi, Maggie and Ellie. Absolutely love hearing you girls talk about your experience of the working world, and so glad you're back for the new year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Quick question from me. In the spirit of the new year, new me, I'd love to progress in my role and take on more responsibility, get in front of clients, be in the important meetings, etc. But my manager doesn't seem to trust me. How have you built up your trust with your managers and been able to take on more responsibility? Thanks, I'm at a loss.
I feel like this one relates to our poll, you know, because I think I've built up trust. I don't know, I think it's my personality. I'm not even joking. I think I just have a really trustworthy personality, and then obviously it's translated in my work as well. When they check your work and they're happy with it, and then they think you're safe in front of clients, you have a good personality, you're good to be client facing, I'm happy with you presenting us as a team.
Wait, this is just throwing a spanner in the works. Because of what we were talking about earlier, what's more important in a colleague, actually, I would say my most important quality is my personality as well. It's not my work ethic, and it's definitely not my skill set.
Me either.
It's 100% my personality that has got me in anything that I've ever done in this job so far.
Me too.
Actually, I do think you need to learn to play the game. Yeah. I
agree. I think in terms of getting in front of people, getting your managers to trust you, I think it's a mix of all three. So A, have the work ethic, work hard, and they will see it. That's one. But two, for them to trust you, you do need a bit of skill set, because they need to know that they can trust you to do something and you'll do it well. Mm-hmm. And in order to get there, you need the work ethic, because you need to work hard to build the skill set, right?
Yeah.
So just keep working hard, keep cracking on, try and better yourself. Maybe have a one-to-one meeting with your manager if you don't already have these, and say, these are the areas I think I need to improve on. Are there any way you think that I've missed? Any way you think, actually, no, you're okay there, so I can prioritize so that I can get better. Because then they're like, okay, this person's serious. Yeah. And then personality, I think, try and bond with your manager. It's really important. Let's be real. There have been teams I've been in where I've bonded really well with my manager, and they've had a lot of time for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they haven't had time for other people, but I've done really well off the back of that.
I literally got this job because I bonded with my manager. So I 100% agree. I also think make it known that that's what you want to do. Yes. Like, say you want to get to a point where you're client facing and you want to present more and things like that. Because that is literally what I did. Like, I said, this is what I'm missing at the moment. This is the experience that I want. And then it started coming eventually. So I think you also need to make it known. But yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, 100% on that point. But best of luck. And you know what? Sometimes it's just a matter of moving on to another job and progressing that way. It's not always staying in the same team, staying in the same role that you'll keep going up and up and up. Sometimes it's like sideways and up.
Yeah, I literally, in my old role, I never would have done it. So I had to go sideways and up. So, yeah.
Yeah. But best of luck. And on that lovely note, guys, we haven't rambled on for that long, to be fair. It was quite a short episode, but it's my fault for being late this morning.
That's all
As
right.
for you, do you know what? I need to add that to my New Year's resolutions. Be on time.
I think you're quite an on-time. But we've had this discussion before. You're an on-time person.
I'm glad you say that. I'm literally always late to these episodes. Even if it's 2 minutes or so, I'm always behind schedule.
Yeah, but that's a couple of minutes, and that's not your fault. It's because your laptop was bugging out.
No, my laptop is a joke. I need to sort this out. But with Billy, whenever we go out or like with my family, I'm always late. Always. But we went out.
But you're never late to meet me.
Because I know you're an on-time person and I just have respect for you. I'm like, I know if I'm late to meet Maggie, that will be a violent. Because where was it?
It does irk me.
There was an experience in uni where someone was late and you were like, I just so disrespectful. I just can't believe they're late. And I thought, okay, I will not mess with her.
It really does piss me off, actually. Unless it's something like TFL. Listen, TFL, very valid excuse.
Yeah.
But if you're late just because you didn't schedule yourself, like, you disrespect me.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. So, guys, I have my respect for Maggie. So I come on time. But I've noticed since I've moved further out, obviously I don't live in London anymore, I am getting better because I have to leave way more time.
Yeah.
So I have to prepare myself more.
That's what irritates me about not living like close to Central, is that I literally have to work so backwards. I'm like, okay, so I need an hour and a half. So I actually end up start getting ready for something like 4 hours before because of the time it takes me to get ready. And then I need to account for TFL. And then that's 4 hours of my day.
Yeah.
If I live around the corner.
Mate, yeah. But when I live around the corner, I don't leave enough time because I'm like, I only live around the corner.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, last weekend we went Hawksmoor and we had to be there for 7:15. I'd start getting ready at 4 because it takes me an hour to get ready and then an hour to get there. And then I had to stop at my mum's house to get something. I said, wow, my weekend's done. It's gone.
No, this is what I'm saying. I completely agree.
It's a hard life. So be on time, guys. Be punctual in this 2025. I'm going to work on that. But other than that, just have a fantastic week. And roll on the weekend.
Oh, please.
Bye, guys.
Bye.